What's up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Heather C. You, Me, and Your Ex aired last night, and we have a lot to talk about. There was a pretty intense table fight that we're going to cover later on. But let's talk about Jennifer and Chantel. First of all, Chantel is pregnant, and congratulations. And Josh, Jennifer's ex-husband and Danielle's current husband, is the father. So this is the third baby for the ladies, and congratulations. We're so excited for you guys. We know it was months in the making, and I know you're ecstatic, and maybe this season, fingers crossed, we'll get to see the baby being born. We don't know how long you guys are filming, but hopefully. And one of the discussions you guys had was, what will you tell your baby, and will they actually, the baby called Josh dad, which Jennifer said that that's off the table. But he is going to be involved. So this is going to be a pretty intense situation to kind of navigate through, to finding the perfect way to implement his father, his or her father, into their life without using that word. It's going to be kind of tricky.
I mean, for today's society, we're so lucky. They're not as close-minded as it was, like, you know, in the olden times, shall we say. I think that, you know, no mom and dad are the same. People have two moms, they have two dads, they have two moms, two dads, and an aunt. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I'm not 100% sure that the child might even find it weird, even if there is like a proper, like, you know, father figure, like how he wants to be, so to speak. I don't know. I think kids are just like go with the flow, and like I said, everybody is just so different than how it used to be. Everything is so like normal, and I don't think things will get questioned. I really don't. And I think like maybe if the child does ask questions, then you can bring it up. But I don't think, and this is just solely my opinion, I don't think that, you know, it would even have to be a thing where you'd have to go out of your way and say, hey, this is the deal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, having the actual conversation and explaining it might not even be necessary.
You might not even need to.
Because the dynamic of how the child will grow up and seeing everyone together and how well they get along, that's going to make the conversation so much easier anyway.
The fact that all of them are so together, you know, they're at each other's houses, they talk all the time, that sense of normancy for the child, they might not even think anything different. So I don't know. Best of luck to you guys.
Yeah, and congratulations. You know, I know you guys really wanted this. Yeah. So let's talk about a tense situation last night. So April and John are getting remarried. They're already married, but they want to have the big wedding that they always wanted to do. And April had a conversation with Roy, who is her ex-husband, about the situation, and it brought back a lot of hidden feelings, and the situation in itself, as anyone on the outside, see it as being a little hurtful. So she invited him to the wedding, and he basically said, there's no way I'm coming to your wedding based on the way this situation went down. And I kind of understand where he's coming from, because even though they probably haven't discussed these feelings out loud, they're still there, and it doesn't go away with time.
I don't know if I want to be the villain in this situation or not. I think that a lot of people are very sensitive, and, you know, when you go about things right or wrong. So I don't know if I exactly want to speak upon how I truly feel about the situation. It's to each his own. You know, I think that, I mean, I will say, I think that how she did it was wrong. If she was unhappy with him in her marriage, she should have just said, hey, this isn't working out. Have a guy, he is, you know, doing his thing. He decided he wanted to, you know, fight for his country, or, you know, had an obligation to fill. If you wanted to be with another guy, do you? If you want to be with a neighbor, that's fine. Things happen, you know, you get lonely, whatever. But according to him, like I said, I don't know you and I was never there, but he said that he found out because, one, your prescription bottle had your name changed and the guy was sitting in the chair, and that's horrible. I don't know what kind of situation. I mean, obviously you have a good relationship because on the show you're at each other's houses, you podcast, you know, with the other girl, Lauren, and
yeah.
I mean, so obviously, you know, but if you care about him, listen to him and his feelings. I think that you shouldn't have never invited him to your wedding, even if that is the bigger person thing to do. Consider his feelings, because I didn't disagree with him when he said he didn't want to go, because I wouldn't go either.
Yeah, I agree. And when he said, put yourself in my shoes, I did understand what he was saying. And it's just such a sensitive thing. And these are bottled up feelings too. This is something that he's felt for a long time that he's never said out loud. So inviting him to the wedding is kind of revisiting those hurtful things that he's not bringing out. So I don't know if the wedding is going to be on this season. I would love for him to have a change of heart and be there, for your children's sake, and everything. But at the end of the day, it just might be a little too much for him. And congratulations, by the way, to April and John for their second wedding and him re-proposing. That was an amazing situation for you guys, and I wish you all the best. And guys, that's it for part 1. We're gonna come back with part 2 and talk about this huge RV trip and this crazy table dinner fight that we saw last night as well. So again, I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host Heather C. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're gonna be back with part 2. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Put our Twitters at the bottom of the video. Subscribe on YouTube and live tweet with us every week. We love talking about the show. This show is amazing.